Okay. Good morning, Shamanaste. Uh,
Lord.
Last time I spoke to you, I was asking about these night crises that I have, and finally I can say since then, in the last 2 days, I have noticed an improvement. And add the couple of questions: when I speak to that energy, do I speak forcefully, or do I add some love to it, or I don't know if I'm pushing? When I speak forcefully, I want to know from you what tone I should have when I say those things. Go to the divine light. You are not welcome here anymore.
Mm. You want to speak with conviction, dear one. It is not necessarily anger or forceful. It is more of conviction, meaning that you are saying a statement, being stern like you would with a child. In other words, when you were telling your child, don't do that, or please pick that up, it is more of a conviction when you are not saying it with anger or force, but it is matter of fact, but with energy of demand. In other words, when you demand something from energy and you say, go to the light, you are not welcome here. Go to the divine light. Remember to always use the word divine.
Yes.
And when you say that, do it with the knowing that you are absolutely in charge. And it does not have to be forced or with love. It is more of conviction. And you're saying it as a statement, knowing it shall be done. And there is no question whether or not it will be done. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yes. And so when you are saying those things, you are basically mm, commanding and demanding from a place of mm, power and a place of knowing that all is well and you are in charge. And that is, if you can think of it, when you are giving a command or giving orders or giving some kind of instruction to a child, that is how you say it. And we are pleased to hear that it is working for you and you are able to mm, allow this, whatever the energies are that come to you or whatever the feeling that you have around this is, allowing you to be at peace, dear one.
Yeah, hopefully, I'm feeling like this is getting to a point, because to get to these last 2 days was very difficult for me, continuing not being able to sleep at night. I have been doing the Ho'oponopono prayer, and that has helped me also.
Indeed. And anything that you can do to calm your nervous system and to know that you are not alone in this process, dear one, that the more that you practice that, the easier it becomes. And pretty soon, mm, it won't even have to be said aloud. Why we suggest it at times when you do have energies around you that seemingly can distract you from your well being, shall we say. That's why when that happens, that's why we say it out loud, because when you say things out loud, it creates a whole nother sense of, again, conviction, as opposed to just saying it in your mind. And mm, what you're doing is you are also learning that you are in control, dear one. You are in control of your abilities, and that you are not meant to be here to suffer. That is not why you are here.
So, Shamanasa, you said that this was a thought energy and that it's not in my energy field. It's not a separate entity that is bothering me.
It can look like a separate entity because it is a thought form that is in your mind and in your energy space, and it can have power the more that you think about it. In other words, the more that as thought forms work, they can become reality. The more that you believe they are real, then they become very real to you. And we would not be too concerned about the origin necessarily of why this is happening. What we suggest that you focus on is again, being at peace and not having this distraction in your energy space. In other words, many of you want to know why. Why am I being visited? Or why am I feeling this way? Or why are there energies around me that seem to disturb me at all times? Why do I feel a certain way when I'm with people? Why all the why dances? And we understand that for your mind, it is important to know why at times. However, energetically, the whole idea behind all of this is to know that you are in control and that you have the ability to shift anything that you choose to shift within your own auric field and in your own energy field and in your own emotional field and in your own physical field and in your own mental field, because you have this ability to go in and out of your body because you have a non-physical experience, which some call a soul, some call energy. You have this non-physical experience in this physical body, and has been a dance learning how to be in a body when you are free and unencumbered, when you are non-physical. And it has been a dance, and all you are doing is dancing through this lifetime with knowing that you have that ability to control it. Therefore, we suggest not to focus so much on the origin or where it comes from or why is it here, to focus more on mm, being present and being knowing that you are in control and that it is working. Therefore, mm, when the doubts come up or when the questions come up around why, just say, I am on a need to know basis. I am on a need to know basis, and all I know is I feel good at this moment, and I know that I am in control. And I have the power and the ability to be at peace. How does that feel?
Very good. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
We are very pleased to hear that you are continuing that practice, and it is a practice. And then it will become mm, not so much mm, something that you have to deal with anymore. The more you practice it, it dissipates. In other words, you can look at this as what we were speaking on. This has been your chrysalis. This has been your cocoon that you have been in, because you are becoming the butterfly where you feel free, where you feel safe, where you feel unencumbered in this world, where there is not forces, mm, whether they look physical to you or not. They're not forces holding you down or holding you back, you see. You are becoming the butterfly, dear. See yourself being freed from this chrysalis that you have been in for a while. That feels exciting, does it not?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Indeed. Fly, fly.
Thank you, Shamanaste.
Mm.
And complete.